The latest developments now on the escalating tensions between the United States and Iran. U.S. investigators believe Iran or groups backed by the country are behind attacks on 4 oil tankers in the Persian Gulf region. Iran has denied they had anything to do with the sabotage. The incidents come as the New York Times reports the White House is reviewing military plans for a possible conflict with the country. White House has ordered a U.S. carrier strike group and 4 B-52 bombers to the region as tensions increases. Eyewitness News Analyst Lt. General Reginald Centracchio joins us now in studio. What's the next step or possible ramifications? The Pentagon is talking about sending 120,000 troops to the Middle East. What would their role be?
You know, I think it depends on the exact scenario. Most likely it'd be a ground operation involving either the perimeter of Iran or right into Iran. I wouldn't suggest we would get directly involved in military action in Iran, but certainly a support function with those 120,000. In fact, the president was just on a little while ago and talking about perhaps more than that should we get into a military operation. So
they're talking about an event if Iran attacks American forces. Those 4 ships, does that part of that whole plan?
Well, the 4 ships that talks about, those were the ones that allegedly there was sabotage done by Iran. We're talking about the carrier group and the B-52s. They would certainly be part of an overall operation, keeping in mind that B-52s don't get involved in warfare on the sea, so undoubtedly they would be involved in some type of operation on the ground.
All right, National Guard troops are active right now. If this occurs, we wouldn't see more from Rhode Island going?
Not necessarily Rhode Island, but certainly that possibility exists. We do have some deployed right now, but if it expanded to something more significant, there's always a possibility, because we have the kinds of troops that are needed for this kind of a battle. We would probably be a good possibility that Guard troops would leave from Rhode Island.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin right now. Long list of issues they got to talk about. Is this going to be one of them?
I think so. I think he's getting the message that you cannot allow Iran to do this. And I think that when we're looking at sabotage, this is a reaction that Iran is doing because of the sanctions. And clearly those interests are clearly part of what is interest the United States, as that oil was supposed to go to our interest.
All right, General, thank you.